The cabin was quiet, filled with the soft hum of the engines and the rustle of luxury travel. Then, a tense exchange. A black man in a tailored suit was asked, no ordered, to give up his VIP seat for a white passenger. No reason, no explanation. Just entitled stares and complicit silence. What they didn't know? The man they humiliated was the CEO of the airline's largest investor. And 5 minutes later, the entire crew's careers were over. It was a first-class flight from New York to San Francisco, a regular route for Marcus Bell, CEO of Bell Ventures, a multi-billion-dollar investment firm. At 42, Marcus wasn't flashy. He dressed with quiet elegance and spoke with the calm of a man who had nothing to prove. That day he boarded early, took his assigned VIP seat in 1A, and prepared to review acquisition documents during the flight. Wait a second, and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. The flight attendants had greeted other first-class passengers with warmth and courtesy, but when Marcus approached, the smiles thinned. A blonde attendant, Lindsay, barely made eye contact as she checked his boarding pass. Moments later, she whispered to a senior crew member. Then came the request. "I'm sorry, sir," she said flatly. "We're going to need you to move seats. There's a special guest who needs this one." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "I paid for this seat. It's assigned to me." "We'll offer you another first-class seat. It's just, he prefers to sit at the front." He glanced at the approaching white man, a man in his mid-50s, smirking confidently, and realized exactly what this was. The silence from other passengers was deafening. Marcus calmly asked for a supervisor, but the request was denied. "If you don't cooperate, we'll have to remove you from the plane," Lindsay warned, louder now, drawing attention. Passengers began to glance over, some amused, others uncomfortable. Instead of arguing, Marcus pulled out his phone and sent one brief text. "Emergency, Flight 227. Situation escalating. Respond immediately." He stood, collected his things, and walked down the aisle, with the dignity they couldn't take from him. But the moment he stepped off, chaos followed. Unbeknownst to the crew, Bell Ventures was preparing to finalize a $1.2 billion investment into the airline. The deal had been months in the making, involving audits, restructuring, and high-level meetings. Marcus was not just a passenger. He was the man who held their future. 5 minutes after Marcus exited the plane, 3 suited executives stormed into the jet bridge. Alongside them was the airline's regional director. They boarded without a word to the passengers and requested the presence of the captain and the entire first-class crew. What followed was swift and brutal. In front of stunned passengers, each crew member was relieved of duty. Their badges and name tags were taken. Lindsay tried to protest, crying, "We didn't know who he was." "That's the problem," the regional director replied coldly. "You didn't need to know who he was. You needed to treat him like a human being." Marcus stood by the terminal window, watching silently. Not for revenge, but to ensure accountability. The flight was delayed an hour as a new crew was flown in from a nearby hub. Marcus was personally escorted back to his original seat, and the white passenger who had taken it was moved to the last seat on the plane. As the new crew greeted Marcus respectfully, the message was clear. Discrimination wouldn't fly here. By morning, headlines exploded across social media. Black CEO removed for white passenger, airline responds swiftly with mass firing. The story became a symbol not just of racial injustice, but of consequences. The airline's CEO issued a public apology. Diversity and sensitivity training was mandated across all departments. But the fundamental shift came in the hearts of those who had watched it unfold. Passengers who had stayed silent now spoke out. Industry professionals questioned their policies, and people around the world were reminded of a simple truth. Power isn't always loud. Sometimes it walks on quietly polished shoes, writes checks, with billions behind them, and speaks only when the moment matters most. Marcus Bell never asked for special treatment. He asked for basic human decency, and when denied that, he answered not with anger but with action, because true power doesn't scream, it corrects. If you enjoyed this story and thought it was provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.